Welcome to our journey into the mysteries of the past. Today, we embark on an exploration of one of the greatest legends in history, Atlantis, the lost city. Join us as we dive into the myths, the theories, and the search for this enigmatic civilization. Our story begins in ancient Greece with the philosopher Plato. Around 360 BCE, Plato wrote about a powerful and advanced civilization that existed 9,000 years before his time. This civilization, he said, was called Atlantis. In his dialogues, Timaeus and Critias, Plato describes Atlantis as a vast island situated beyond the Pillars of Hercules, known today as the Strait of Gibraltar. According to Plato, Atlantis was a utopian society, blessed with abundant resources and advanced knowledge. But he also warned that Atlantis succumbed to greed and moral decay, angering the gods who ultimately submerged it beneath the waves in a single day and night of misfortune. Plato's accounts of Atlantis were primarily meant as allegories. They were intended to illustrate his philosophical ideas about the hubris of nations and the consequences of moral decline. However, the vivid detail in his descriptions has led many to speculate whether there could be a grain of historical truth in the tale. This has fueled centuries of fascination and countless theories about the real location of Atlantis. Over the years, scholars, explorers, and enthusiasts have proposed numerous locations for Atlantis. Theory 1. Santorini, Greece. One of the most popular theories is that Atlantis was actually the island of Thera, now known as Santorini. Around 1600 BCE, a massive volcanic eruption devastated Thera, creating a tsunami that could have impacted nearby Minoan civilizations. The parallels between the cataclysmic event and Plato's descriptions are striking. Theory 2. The Caribbean. Another intriguing theory places Atlantis in the Caribbean. Proponents of this theory point to the submerged Bimini Road near the Bahamas as potential evidence of an ancient civilization. Theory 3. Antarctica. Some researchers have even suggested that Atlantis could be hidden beneath the ice of Antarctica, citing ancient maps that depict a landmass resembling the continent before it was covered in ice. Theory 4. The Sahara Desert. Recently, the Eye of the Sahara, or the Richat structure in Mauritania, has gained attention as a potential Atlantis site due to its concentric circular formations that match Plato's descriptions.
To people who aren't aware, there's a location in the Western Sahara Desert of Mauritania called the Richat structure. It's also commonly referred to as the Eye of the Sahara. What's so spectacular about this is that it just so happens to match more than a dozen striking similarities to what Plato had described as the lost ancient city of Atlantis. Plato had described Atlantis as being the capital. Let me just mention that because it was an empire said to be made up of 10 kingdoms, which was said to be made up of concentric circles, 3 of water, 2 of land, which matches the Richat structure. It also was said to have an opening to the sea at the south. You can clearly see that water had ran through it.
There's so many things, like where the water flows to the south, where there's clear evidence of water erosion that took place after the volcano. There's so much that points to that possibly being Atlantis.
Today's search for Atlantis combines traditional archaeology with cutting-edge technology. Satellite imagery, deep-sea exploration, and geological surveys are just some of the methods being used to uncover evidence of ancient civilizations beneath the sea and ground.
That Plato, which is the earliest surviving reference to Atlantis, and he puts it this way, that his ancestor Solon visited Egypt, and we know about that visit, it's historically recorded. That visit to Egypt was in 600 BC, and there Solon claimed to have been told by Egyptian priests about this great advanced civilization that once existed, but that angered the gods and was destroyed in an enormous flood. And Solon asked those Egyptian priests, when did this happen? And they said, 9,000 years ago. Do the math. That's 11,600 years ago. That's exactly the date of the end of the Younger Dryas, and it's exactly the date of what is called meltwater pulse 1b. one of the biggest single rises overnight in sea level that ever occurred. So if Plato made it up, it's really weird that he picked a date that is precisely a date that coincides with the latest geological evidence on cataclysmic sea level rise at the end of the Ice Age.
Many scientists are looking for geological and archaeological anomalies that match Plato's descriptions. While they haven't found any definitive proof, each discovery brings us a step closer to understanding the truth behind the legend. The legend of Atlantis has permeated our culture, inspiring countless works of fiction and imagination. From the writings of Jules Verne to Hollywood blockbusters and video games, Atlantis remains a symbol of mystery and adventure. But beyond the entertainment, the story of Atlantis serves as a powerful reminder of the fragility of civilizations and the enduring quest for knowledge and truth. Whether Atlantis was a real place or purely a figment of Plato's imagination, its story continues to captivate and inspire. As we explore the mysteries of our past, we keep the spirit of discovery alive, always searching for the hidden truths beneath the waves. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating explorations into history's greatest mysteries.